Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, how are you today? Good, Alhamdulillah. Today we are going to talk about how to teach writing, and this is the final part of our discussion, especially on the topic of how to teach English effectively or appropriately. There are some outlines that we are going to discuss today. The first one is the reasons for teaching writing. The second one is writing issues. The third one is writing sequences. The fourth one is more writing suggestion. The fifth one is correcting written work. And finally, handwriting. And for your information, all of this information in this video is taken from Jeremy Harmer's book entitled How to Teach English. And let us start from the reasons why teachers need to teach writing. So firstly, writing allows them more opportunity for language processing. What I mean by them is the student. So writing gives more opportunity for the students for language processing. That is thinking about the language, whether they are involved in the study or activation. And also, this activity usually using the language itself, which attention becomes the main focus. And finally, the writing activities focuses on the whole text, which included not only appropriate use of language, but also text construction, layout, style, and effectiveness. So those are the reasons why teachers need to teach writing for the students. And let's talk about the writing issues. Let's talk about the genre. So in this case, it is more teaching and giving examples to students so that students can determine what genre to use when they start writing. For example, the text in a genre types. For example, various type of written invitation can be given to the students so that they can feel the convention of the genre. So teachers are supposed to give different type of genre to the students so that they can practice their writing with the different genre. And then after giving the genre or after giving the theme for the students, the teacher also should think about the writing process. So it started with how the teachers can attract students' attention, how to write correctly using correct grammar and also structure, how to use correct spelling as well, and how to develop the ideas from the very beginning into the final draft of writing. And finally, building writing habit. I think we know that writing is not easy for the students, and many students are reluctant to write. So in this case, teachers should be able to increase students' curiosity to write and increase students' confidence to write. And writing sequence. So what should we think about this? Students can determine the genre to be worked on before writing down what will be written. So first decide the genre, or first decide the theme of writing. And then after that, students can write communicatively and cannot write haphazardly when students plan to write. And finally, as audio progress, students analyze the genre of the report, look at some language points, collect information, compile their report, review them, and produce a final version. So writing sequence should be started with the genre choices or theme choices, and then develop the ideas, and then finally revising the draft. And what about the examples of writing? In this case, I suggest you to check the information about this in Jeremy Harmer's book again, with the title of How to Teach English, especially in the discussion of how to teach writing. I believe that you will find much more interesting ideas about these activities in writing. And then more writing suggestion. Remember, after the students decide the genre or decide the theme, then they can just do the instant writing. They can use also music and picture to find out about writing references. And of course, they can always use newspaper and magazine for their writing. And also the brochure and guides, and also poetry, collaborative writing, writing to each other, and writing in other genre. And what should teachers do to correct the students' writing? So as teachers, of course, we have to make corrections to students' writing appropriately. So the teachers have to achieve a balance between being accurate and truthful on one hand, and treating students sensitively and sympathetically on the other. So you can imagine if you as a teacher give too many feedback to the students, it probably can discourage the students and kill their enthusiasm in writing. And on the other hand, if you give a very limited feedback on students' writing, the students will be confused whether their writing is already on the right track or not, or whether their writing is already in a good quality or not. So always try to give a balanced feedback to students' writing. And in terms of handwriting, of course, as the teachers, if we talk about the handwriting, because handwriting is still important, even at the moment with the development of gadget, with the development of technology, handwriting is still very important for the teachers to teach to the students. So teachers cannot ask students to change their handwriting style, but they can encourage neatness and legibility. Of course, yeah, because it is the responsibility of the teachers to make sure that their students' handwriting is readable. So students can always be advised to write in a neat way and in a way that others can read their handwriting. And the conclusion. So in teaching writing, as the teachers, you always have to find out the reasons of why you need to teach writing. And of course, there are a lot of important reasons why you need to teach writing to the students. And also you have to decide what genre or what themes that you can ask to your students to write. And finally, look briefly at the writing process itself and said how important it is to build the writing habit to your students. And also look in detail at 3 writing sequences and tackle difficult subject or correcting writing. Give the balanced feedback to the students' writing. And finally, you also have to realize that students' handwriting is very important, and that becomes your responsibility to make sure that your students' handwriting is readable. So that's all. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.